Natapia Naksasikoy Nasokawa. Nitaniku Adani. Hello, how are you doing today? My name is Adani, and I want to discuss my opinion. This title would be called An Indigenous Person's Opinion. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that there's countless indigenous people classified as colored or classified as black in society today. In 2018, we still have people of youth that just won't be able to understand who they are before they pass away and go to Creator. So, in order for them to even understand anything, I'm hoping that some people would actually seek the information or at least be open minded enough to hear out the information that's provided on our cell phones, internet, and yada yada. Because there's so many apps and there's so many resources where people can actually get a clue or at least find truth. And it's time for people to do exactly that. In order for our people to stay strong and to unify, period, is how basically how we can just form our minds and our mentalities. So before we can even unify and be efficient in order for us to be strong through these tough times where the colonizer is still colonizing our land, North America is where I'm referring to because that's where my people are from. Um, I suggest people should um, look at the Aboriginal medicine wheel, which was created in the 1960s, the late 1960s, and is still used till this day. A lot of people don't understand that our answers are right in front of us. And if we just take the time out to evaluate the situations that we're put in and evaluate how our people are talking and what our problems are, we can actually solve a lot of our own problems without having to seek help from the colonizer. So, for an example, I decided to go on the internet and stuff like that and search up information videos about traditions and all kinds of stuff because I thought I was African and Native. But instead, I end up finding out that there are people who doesn't like the term Afro Native or Black Native or African Native because it divides them. And so I then wondered, how could it divide you if you're just black and native? Well, it divides you because those are two social terminologies that are used onto you. So, in order for you to come and unite with those people, how would you be able to do that if you're dividing yourself from the people by using that terminology? So, you would have some cases where people would just use one terminology, such as the non believers that would just say and associate with themselves that they are just black, African American, and so forth and so on. And then you would have, on the other hand, people that just want to be classified as Native American because they're in America. That's where their home is, that's where their people are, and they know this, and they don't want anything else. My other question I would like to ask the viewers is, when you say African American, do you really think of only a brown skinned individual, or do you think of anybody that comes from Africa and immigrates into America, have kids, have their kids become an American, or even just be themselves, like just come over by themselves and be a citizen of America? Do you think of that, or do you just think of a person of brown skin? Because anyone can be an African American. You can be white, pink, you can be anything It doesn't matter. If you're from Africa and you came and immigrated to America, you're an African American. So, that being said, what do you think when you say African American? And people of youth, mainly of youth, is being taught from generation and generation of suppression from schools and from their parents and from their next door neighbors, anybody of our own skin of hue. And society is not making it better. It's not helping. So in order for us to get out of this problem, what are we supposed to do? And once again, I came up with the conclusion that we need to look in and do our research and look up documents. Stop going on to ancestry.com, because you getting information from the colonizer is not going to help you. It's just going to keep you stagnant and suppressed. On top of that, DNA research from ancestry.com or any genealogy websites are not even fully documented enough to have in court to plead your case, saying that you are an African American, a European, a Native American, a Hispanic, an Asian, a Pacific Island. Like, so if you can't even use this document that you paid your hard-earned money for, that you participated with your DNA or any substance of your body, why is it that you believe in it so bad? Because it's propaganda. It's pitching to you how you can become one with yourself, but yet you're not even one with yourself because you can't even listen to your own people. You can't hear your people talk to you and actually give you answers. And I'm really tired of it. I'm really tired because each time I try to talk to somebody of youth that's on the streets or that's just going to school, the first thing they say is, "Oh, I'm black this and I'm black that." That's great, but did you even think of that social terminology? Black is my shirt. This is black. And as you can see, I don't blend in. So am I black or am I brown? Because last time I checked, I'm brown. I'm a brown skin. So I don't even understand that. But nobody even understands it. And that's my problem. So we need to start understanding it and start breaking the ice and explaining terminologies. Because just because the 60s happened and Black Panthers did their movement doesn't mean that that terminology still needs to affect us to this day. Terminology should be changing, and it should be changing with us changing it, not because of a movement or because of a movement that was triggered by something else of the past that is not even effective. If it's not effective, you need to move forward. You need to keep on going. You need to find, you keep on doing your research. You don't just sit there and say, "Oh, well, this is it. This is how the world is." Like, you're not going to go nowhere. So I sit here proudly and I represent my people because Nistu Makapi, I'm all right. But Kistu, are you? And that's the question that I'm stuck with. How am I all right, but you're not all right? How is it that my people's not all right and I have to keep walking around and seeing my people on the street homeless, on crystal meth, doing synthetic weed, messing up their minds, jobless, always looking for a companion, but yet they don't get what they deserve. And they don't put out the hard work to even earn it. After a while, it gets to the point where you need to actually earn what you're asking for. At first, you did deserve everything that you needed to have, but now you're just not even giving up. And you expect the best out of it because you prayed. No, you need to work sometime. You need to work at least a little, half the time. And unfortunately, we still have young people, young youth, still getting killed, still getting killed. And it's ridiculous. But we need to wake up, because once we wake up and we understand everything, we can understand our law. Once we understand our law, we can do something that's going to be beneficial for ourselves. And we don't have to keep on going towards the colonizer and looking for help and guidance, because that's not help and guidance. That's a setup. And I hope people understand that, at least after understanding what I just said in this video. So thank you. And I appreciate the viewers who watch this.